terror, a word that no one takes lightly. It is instilled in the hearts and minds of the innocent. For what? A message of a political viewpoint expressed by taking another human life. And sweeping right in behind this tragedy, this act of terrorism is the ever-present media which only fuels the flames of distraction even higher. Terrorism is a major problem in facing our society. Even though it has been around since people's ideals have been oppressed, still, no one listens and everyone fears it. The best way to end terrorism is by understanding the reasons behind it. Second is ending publicity for it, and third is increasing security measures for it. To understand terrorism, one has to realize that it can occur at any moment, but it will most likely happen when least expected. To uncover the true cause of terrorism involves identifying motive and personalities of those terrorizing acts. Today, our society, not only America as well as the rest of the world, is frightened by domestic and international terrorists for their ability to reach the innocent. Terrorism is manifested by violence and intimidation in the pursuit of political and religious goals. And unfortunately, terrorism has affected the lives of many individuals, whether terrorism has taken place through car bombings, church bombings, plane hijacking, or brutal attacks of any sort. There are still incidents that leave many questioning why such acts had to take place. One man's act of terrorism is another act of war. The difference between war and terrorism is that war is terrorism with government approval. It is a terrifying thing to realize the power, beliefs, and feelings of a person who is willing to become a suicide bomber. It is sad how desperate a country and mankind can become to go as far as to force terror upon the lives of others. For example, the terrorist acts that occurred on September 11th, when the planes were hijacked by people who knew that they were giving up their lives for something that they believed in. It was a devastating moment. Terrorism is an horrific act that needs to stop. Humanity should wake up and do forcefully something about it. American government is confronted with terrorism. They tried to stop it by imprisoning or killing the terrorist leaders, by bribing or appeasing terrorist leaders, by killing every male belonging to the group on behalf of which the terrorists operate. It has been proved with the history of mankind that it logically follows from the nature of terrorism that it is impossible to stop terrorism by killing or imprisoning terrorist leaders. As long as the cause of terrorism, the feeling of injustice remains. New terrorist leaders appear and replace those killed or imprisoned. The very fact of killing or imprisoning terrorist leaders increases the feeling of injustice and hatred that feeds terrorism and desire for revenge. The killed terrorist leaders sadly became symbols, martyrs, saints, and role models for their followers. Hence, it is impossible really to stop terrorism by bribery or appeasing terrorist leaders. The very fact of bribery or appeasement increases the feeling of disdain towards the established government and the resolve to continue the struggle. The only way to eradicate terrorism is to remove its cause, the justified or unjustified feeling of injustice. The first step to removing terrorism is to let go that it has anything to do with Islam. Islam is a peaceful religion that is unfortunately misunderstood and thought of as the culprit instead of terrorism itself. Islam, like other religions, counsels people to keep their ethics and deeds in check and not harm others. The second step in eliminating terrorism relies on the same idea of not falling for the lies and excuses of terrorists. Terrorism must be understood as an idea that is protected by an army. Terrorism is not an army itself that supplies its men uniforms to fight. Terrorism is simply the lunatic idea of violence and destruction as the way for people to live their lives. If this idea is overridden and replaced by peace and coexistence, then the world will rid itself of this inhuman and animal-like destruction. Let's stop terrorism altogether. It's not my job. It's not your job. It's everybody's job. I need the support of everyone watching this video to stop and eradicate terrorism. Let's save the innocent and save the world. So let's stop terrorism.